you prep me asshole. On the 14th floor and a bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the bodies mix, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 179 of Fired Up Sports. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me, as always, Dom Console, Chris Lucia. What's going on, fellas?
Yo,
We're back. We're back at it.
The three of us are back in action. It's been
I thought you
probably
meant the
since
Super Bowl.
early
We're back
December?
to the Super Bowl.
well, we are
We're
back.
back in the Super Bowl too. Yeah, I think it feels that was probably the last time we were together too.
Yes, it's Super Bowl. Yes, probably. And it's been probably since early December, maybe late
early
November,
December.
something like that.
I think since then I've become like my brother announced a pregnancy. I'm going to be an uncle. Like,
Oh,
I
that's
think
awesome!
congrats.
You know
there's
that.
a whole bunch of craziness that has happened since then. So
Yeah, well, to be honest, since you kind of took a leave, we've only really done like 2 or 3 shows. Like we've been on a terrible schedule. Yeah, we've been on an awful schedule.
Life's been great.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I had something going on, or Dom had something going on like the Monday, and then last week my wife decides to break her ankle. Love her, but she broke her ankle. So she's up. She's
Dude.
it's been a week.
I'm sitting here. It's Monday night. It's 9:00. I'm sitting here waiting for him, and I text. I'm like, "You good?" And he immediately calls me, and I hear that he's in the car, and he goes, "I totally forgot it's Monday." I'm like, "Oh, no big deal." I was like, we'll figure it out. And then he goes, "Yeah, my wife broke her ankle." I was like, "What
Yes.
the fuck?"
Yeah.
did we slip on ice?
Technically, yeah. So me and Dom like 2 or 3 weeks ago had a conversation about if you're over the age of like 15 and you enjoy the snow, you need a psych evaluation. That's
Well,
number one.
hold up.
So go ahead.
So the initial phase of snow or the after?
All of it. Anything to do with snow.
I don't know. I think because
Are you one of those people?
I have a kid now.
Eh.
I
Mike's
think,
got 4.
what?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
done
sure.
with it. I'm done with it. Like I'm over it.
So see, I'm cool with like if I get a text message from people that are like, "Hey, you want to go to the Poconos and go like tubing or like something like that?" Like I'm in, but like other than
Yeah.
like if I like other than it just being like like totally like in the way of everything, I can't. Stand.
Yes. But again, if you're over the age of like 15, 16 and you like snow, I just think you need a psych eval. I love my wife. Unfortunately, she's one of those people.
I said 18 because if you're still in high school and it gets you out of school.
Sure. No, I think I actually said 18, but you said that was a little too old.
No, I think maybe you did say it and then I agreed.
Yeah, yeah, right. But so yeah, she took the kids sledding Monday night or Monday afternoon, and the hill 1, my wife 0 is
Gravity is
sport.
undefeated.
Yes, it is. So
Yeah, to be out in like the freezing cold too, with like a broken ankle. That's
Yeah,
gonna be-
yeah,
that's
it
gonna
was-
be-
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, "Are you good?" And then he calls me and he's like, "Yeah, my wife broke her ankle." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I said, "Where are you?" I heard him in the car, and he's like, "Oh, I just got home."
yeah, it was not fun, but is what it is. That brings us to tonight. Again, we said it. The Eagles back in the Super Bowl again against the rematch, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Can I point something out that my wife said today?
Go
She
ahead.
actually said it like a half hour ago. She said it took the Avengers 2 tries to kill Thanos, to defeat Thanos.
Okay.
So maybe this is it.
My mom also gave a clip today. She
Okay.
said, "I'm sick of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift." I'm like, well, it's only just begun.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be a long 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's only just begun.
I mean, again, it took twice to beat Tom Brady, right? Now, granted, it was over the course of like 13, 14 years, but it took twice to beat Tom Brady. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it could happen. I'm just right now. I don't know about you guys. I was kind of rooting for the Bills because,
Oh, absolutely.
I think the Bills. Honestly, I think they're a better football team. Yeah, they have Pat Mahomes, but I think they're a better football team. I don't know. I just do, but I can stomach losing to the Bills. I can't stomach
do.
losing to the Chiefs again.
Horrible.
What?
I think their defense is horrible.
The Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but how many injuries did they go through this year too?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the Bills, honestly.
I don't know that I feel bad for the Bills. I kind of just feel for Josh Allen. Just kind of
Yeah.
feel for him.
Yeah, but how much of it is him? Like,
Well, I mean, that last throw was it Knox that dropped that last
Kincaid.
throw? It was Kincaid. Okay. I mean, you got to make that catch.
Did you guys notice that they threw a flag and then picked it up?
yeah, they did. Romo called it too. Romo was like, "There's a flag on the ground."
I think they didn't throw
And then
one. Though.
so they picked it up.
Yeah, they
I don't
picked
think
it up.
I don't think they throw it. Somebody, I forget if it was Romo or Nance said they were told that there was a flag. They didn't physically see one. Somebody said there was a flag.
Somebody saw something then.
So yeah.
That
Which
didn't-
again, if you want to jump on the conspiracies that hey, if he was to catch that, maybe the flag goes or something. I don't
I'm
know.
all on the conspiracy. Once they brought in Gene Steratore, and he goes, "I give Josh Allen a first down on that 10 out of 10 times," and they did not give him that first down.
Yeah,
It's tough
I mean,
because the one
it's a
ref,
tough call.
the ref,
It's tough-
the
it's
ref,
close.
the ref
On the far side,
on
gave
the far side
yeah.
gave him a first down, but the ref on the other side had a vision of the ball, had a view of the ball. So I don't know. It's tough.
How close are we? Maybe we're not even that close at all. But how close are we to having a chip or something in the football to tell you exactly where the ball is? You know what I mean? This way you don't have to spot it. There's no
the
opinion.
pylon.
That's eventually gonna happen every sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I guess tennis and soccer. I think have the
Yeah, but
technology, but
Where do you put the chip? At the tip of the football? On
Yeah,
the
inside,
nose,
yeah.
on both
I
sides.
mean, you have to. I guess.
On both sides.
I guess. I don't know. There's got to be. I feel like there's got to be something that you could do,
Yeah.
so you could tell exactly where the ball is at any given time.
But also, the yellow line is not
No.
For sure.
I'm saying
Not
for the
official.
pylon.
right.
With the pylon.
No. Yeah, I just meant from Mike's point. It's the yellow line is not perfect, so it's really tough to decide where the ball really is. But yeah, I don't know. They had a million chances to win yesterday and they didn't. So
Oh yeah, I agree.
They did.
and I'm sick of the Chiefs and I think that they get every call. What did I read that right today? I think it said they only gotten one flag in the last 16 quarters or something.
Against them.
Who the
Yeah,
Chiefs?
against them. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, they took more penalties, did they not, on Sunday?
I only watched the last quarter. I'm not sure. I just read today somewhere that said they've only had one flag in the last 16 quarters.
Maybe the offense, because I could have swore there was at least 5-6 penalties called against Kansas City. I'd have to look at the actual
It might just be the offense, but even that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy because you could call a hold on every play.
Yeah.
I think that's the point that's the problem that everybody's having.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, I'd have to look.
Look, would that shock you? If it's being the Chiefs, in theory, yes, it would shock anybody. Any team that would go 16 straight quarters without a penalty against them. But would that shock you with the Chiefs?
No,
I don't know.
no, it would. I'm trying to look it up now. Let me see team
I
stats.
saw something like that.
The Chiefs took 5 penalties in that game.
On offense, or how
It
many on
doesn't
offense?
say. It just says 5 total.
It must have been offense.
I could see that, which is still kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
I'm sick of the Chiefs, honestly. And that's why this Super Bowl win is going to be so much sweeter.
What? So we could get into that, but why? I'm curious why right now everybody's kind of sick of the Chiefs, and I am too. But what about them is it tired? The fact that they just keep winning, The fact that Mahomes
I don't think
just
it's the
kind of
winning because
cries. Is it Kelsey? Is it Taylor Swift? Like, what is it?
for me at least, I don't think it's necessarily that they're winning or that it's Mahomes or that it's Andy Reid or that it's Travis Kelsey. I just think that like it's very clear that they get away with a lot of things that they shouldn't, and I think it's very clear that, it's just like somehow. And listen, they're a good team. Like yesterday, at the end of that game, when who was it? Peter Ryan that caught the ball that
Yeah.
sealed
Yep.
the win. It's just like they always find a way to get that, and that's what good teams
Sure.
do. I totally
Yeah.
understand. I just think it's more of a sense of like there have been multiple times this year that like they won a game because of the way something was called that I don't think every team gets personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go back to the last Super Bowl. Like, yeah, that's a hold on James Bradbury, but you don't call that.
In that spot, you don't call it. You
What?
just don't call it in that spot.
Exactly, and that
Yeah.
that just brings it
Especially
back
when
to,
you were
like,
letting it go the entire game.
the entire game, and
Entire game.
that's just been them ever since that. That's how I've looked at them. Like when the game's on the line, they're gonna get the call.
Yeah.
And you know who didn't get the call? Brady. Brady never got that call.
I don't know about never. I don't know about
they
never.
were-
Later in his
Well,
career, he got. Yeah, later
He got the tuck.
he got.
He got the tuck rule.
Oh, right. Is it
No,
later in
I'm
his
just
career,
I'm
he
just
got
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But when they won games. Like
Right.
that was how they won. There was never a game where you were like, "Oh, that was a call that got them that win."
And
like,
and while he I'm sure complained at times about certain calls or argued to the refs, he never was flopping looking for calls.
No,
he took the hit
never.
and got right back up.
Yep, sure did.
So
Well, and he also never put himself to get hit on the sideline because he wasn't moving.
well, yeah, that's true too. But even in the pocket, he was
Yeah.
never really fishing for calls. He would get hit hard because, when he started his career, he was kind of the era where you were able to hit the quarterback. So, but
Yeah,
he
they
popped
weren't
right back up.
protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he blew out his knee, then
Yeah.
they protected him.
Yeah. Well, they had to. He's the golden child.
Right. And I get it, but so I guess first kind of let's talk about the Eagles. I mean, just absolute dominant of a game against the Commanders. What was the final score? 55, what was it? 21, 20,
25. 24.
24.
55.
I mean, it's just absolute domination. I mean, you're not expecting in any
23.
playoff game Will
23.
Shipley to have a touchdown.
I don't
know
know.
what I mean? Like-
you can ask Dom on the way in there. I told
Okay.
him that the backups would be in.
Did you? See,
Listen. Yesterday, all right. You want to know how weird yesterday was? We get in the car. I pick him up, right? We get in the
Mhm.
car. He gets in the car. We're not even a half a block down the street, and he goes to me. He says, "It's so weird out here." He's like, "Everybody's just driving like so weird. Like everybody's driving like an asshole today." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" I turn the corner. I drive literally a block down, and this dude is like going 6 miles an hour. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like this guy's, what is this guy? He couldn't turn. He was trying to turn. He was going to go straight. He wasn't sure what he was doing. I'm like, dude, you're right. Like this is going to be like a weird day. We go another block and a half down, and he goes, so what do you think happens today? And I said, well, I think one of two things. I said, I either think they blow them out or they win by one on a field goal. I said, I'm not really sure. I kind of feel like, but I kind of feel like it's going to be close for 3 quarters, and then they pull away in the 4th quarter, just like they've been doing all year. And he said to me, I think the opposite. He said, I think Pickett comes in, and I think that the backups come in because it's going to be a blowout. I'm like, yeah, maybe, And I turned to him at the game. I'm like, dude, you're right. You hit.
Dude, like,
yeah, I kind of felt that it was going to be a blowout all week. And again, I don't think because we're necessarily homers or anything. Like, the game kind of went how I thought it would in the sense of, like, Washington's just not ready yet. Like, they just look like a team that wasn't ready in that moment, right? Bad turnovers, really undisciplined, bad, stupid penalties. Like, they just felt like a team that just wasn't – they're just not ready yet. They're not ready for the spotlight.
yeah, they needed a fake punt to get them a first
Which,
down.
by the way,
Right.
was the most – like predictable thing that was going to happen in that spot.
We were like, how are you not prepared for that?
Yeah, so predictable. Especially when the drive right before it, they
Went for it
on fourth
times
down
on
3
fourth
times.
down?
Which
Yeah.
the fact they did it on the last time and decided to kick a field goal seems like an insane move when you just went for it on 4th down 2 or 3 times before that.
So we get to the game yesterday, right? We run to our seats. We get there like right before a coin toss. And these 2 Washington fans sit in front of us. They're about our age. and they turn around, they say, "Can you take a picture?" So I take a picture, right? And the guy next to them, we like kind of made friends with him too. I told him, I said, I should have gave the finger. I should have did selfie mode and gave the finger, and they laughed or whatever. And I told him,
Would've been a good move.
he was like, you should have did it. The Washington fan said that, and I was like, no, I don't want you to save that for later because you might touch yourself to it. I'm a handsome guy, and we became friends with them, and not friends, but like we chirped them.
Sure,
we really
sure.
We tore into them.
So the first
Friendly
drive,
banter though.
yeah. So the first drive, I turned to him. I'm like, dude, they just took like 6.5 minutes off the clock. Another 30 seconds ago, they kicked the field goal. So Chris goes up to them and he goes, took you 7 minutes for 3 points. Great job. Like, you guys are great. Whatever, right?
Yep.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We were chirping with them.
Not to mention these dudes. The one dude comes in, national anthem. He puts his hand up in the air.
Yeah.
So what? Do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. Then it's in the middle of the game doing the.
Yeah.
Like
I said, yeah. I was like,
isn't that problematic in 2025?
Well, I actually think he was native. Like, I think he was Native American.
Yeah.
So he gets a pass.
Yeah. so he's doing it, and I go, "What are you doing? Bird calls?" And he started laughing.
Dude, I got to tell you,
that's a good
they
time.
stayed the entire game.
Yeah.
I respect it when you're getting
do.
blown
I
out
do.
that bad. I respect it.
The Barkley touchdown, right? This is the first play. Barkley gets the ball. He breaks the tackles. As he's breaking the tackles, I grab them both and I'm shaking them, and I'm like, "It's gonna be a long day, boys. It's gonna be a long day." And then I kept asking, like, "You guys gonna stay for the ceremony?" Every single time that there was a tush push, we asked them, like, "What do you think's coming here? What do you think's coming here?" They hate the tush push.
Well, and that's the whole big thing, that I've heard today
Yeah.
is everybody wanting to ban the tush push. They've been talking about this play for 2 or 3 years now, banning it.
They turned around to us and they were like, "It's the worst play in sports," and we're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "But we can't stop it." So there's
Yeah, we were like, if your guys could do it, you would love it. He's like, "Yeah." Like, what are we arguing then?
Right. Well, it's I think it's just an argument of, is it a football play, I guess, but
I
a
mean-
lot of people go to it. It's a rugby play. A lot
But
of
like,
people
what's
say.
the difference between a quarterback doing that or just
A
turning
sneak.
around and handing it to a running back doing the exact same thing?
Well, there's probably nobody. Back.
But like nobody's really pushing Jalen either. It's all in his legs. He's pushing.
I don't know about all. I mean, it's a big part
Majority
of it.
of the time. Majority
It's a
of
big
the
part
time,
of it.
Tim.
But there are 2 guys
Who's
that
pushing
weigh
him? DeVonta
300
Smith?
pounds pushing them.
No,
No, it's
well,
not.
they-
Smith. It's usually Saquon and
No,
No,
it's not.
Saquon has not
No?
been out there.
No, it's usually
Saquon
Devontae
did not.
Smith who's behind him.
Devontae
He's
he
Smith
was like
and Goddard.
75 pounds.
And Goddard.
Yeah, it's Goddard's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it's not Barkley anymore.
Barkley was doing it earlier in the year, was he not?
Yeah, they took him out of it.
Yeah.
They hardly push.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude, if we put Barkley back there, he's gonna break Jalen Hurts in half. If like he goes and pushes him in the back.
Or you don't need somebody pulling a Luvu trying to fucking dive bomb Barkley's head.
Dude, that was great the second time
Yeah.
when he
Dude,
stepped
I don't.
back.
To be honest, I don't blame him. I don't
Dude, but
blame
the
him at all.
The second time he jumped and Jalen just moved back and he fell right in front of Jalen Hurts. I don't see. I
Turkins
didn't.
got
We
kicked in
didn't
the
get
head, I think, on that play.
Yeah, we didn't get to hear what you guys heard, but at home, did you guys hear the ref say that if
Mhm.
it happened one more time, they would automatically award the Eagles a touchdown?
Yeah. Yep.
So I
We
watched
did
that
hear
back. I watched that back today, and after he says that, you could hear the whole crowd like cheer. I'm not kidding. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was laughing. We were laughing at it.
Because
And
like, wait, they can do
went up
that?
to the kids. What's that?
Because everybody's thinking like, wait, they can do that?
Yeah. I said to them, the guys in front of us, I said, you guys are so fucking bad. They're gonna reward us points. Dude, there were like a group behind us too. I turned around, I was just waving them like, go ahead, beat traffic, go ahead, get on 95. You know, you
The
guys
one-
been bad for 30 years. You're used to losing. Get the fuck out.
The one
After-
kid, like, I'm here.
After the game, did you guys storm Hard Rock Cafe?
No.
Yeah.
They took over Hard Rock Cafe.
They took
That's
over, yeah,
what
all like 25 of them
That's
took
what they
over the
aimed
Hard
to
Rock
do that
Cafe.
night.
Somebody said they're going to take over the Chili's next.
Yeah, right.
The Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then,
even
and
think
then
I'm
I
Olive
saw there was one person on Twitter that was like, "Oh, just because you guys can't afford the Hard Rock Cafe, as if that's some like fucking fancy ass like Ruth
Yeah.
Chris Steakhouse type of
Dude,
thing."
we
Like
had
that
one
right now,
girl
right
work
now
there.
they're promoting a deal where it's 2 entrees for $25.
Yeah,
That's a
it's 2 for
bargain,
25. It's the Applebee's special.
right? Exactly.
I thought the being there live for the ceremony was a little like anticlimactic.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
The
Oh, it was
ceremony.
so bad. Dude,
Yeah.
the ceremony live was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. What's going to be special about a ceremony just to win the conference? Like, yeah, going to Super Bowl is cool, but I don't know. I want to win the thing.
You would think that they would have talked a little bit longer, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I just didn't think it was going to be like 3 minutes.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like so quick.
I mean, it's something like it's in 30 years we're going to sit here and be like, wow, I was there for that ceremony.
Sure.
I just thought I was going to have one of those moments, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
like-
really. I was listening to them talk, and like the players on this team, like yeah, they're playing their ass off right now, but like when Jalen Hurts gets the mic, like he's not exactly a guy that has a lot of personality. So like as soon as I really heard him talk, I switched over to the Bills game because I was curious in that game. So I really didn't see much of the ceremony.
I think that was it. I think that was.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's
it.
probably that probably was
They
right.
didn't
Yeah,
miss much.
yeah, right.
You heard
So.
Sirianni say, "How about our quarterback?"
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that. And then I heard like Jalen Hurts say like 2 sentences, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
That's good.
Job's not
Good to
finished.
know I didn't miss anything. But yeah, it's so obviously we'll talk about it a little next week. But the Chiefs, Eagles. Early thought. I mean, you guys think they're winning? You guys think they're definitely winning? No concerns about it.
I was pretty neutral until my wife said that the Avengers took two movies
you're
for the
in.
Avengers to beat Thanos.
I mean, listen. If you go based off I'm sure everybody's heard it by now. But if you go base it off of the Super Bowl logo theory, the Eagles will win.
what's the theory about winning or losing? I know
So-
getting there are the colors, but
The team in the last 3 or 4 years, the colors that were primarily on the bottom of the logo have won.
okay.
And this year, the bottom color primarily is green. So if you believe that theory, the Eagles will win the Super Bowl.
I do know it's red and green.
Yes.
The only thing that
And
worries me a little bit.
2 years ago, the colors were red and green, and red was on the bottom, for what it's worth.
Okay. The only thing that worries me a little bit, and I saw it today as I was walking out of work, like I think it was Jim Kerr. Who's the Eagles reporter? Kerr.
Yeah, I know. I
Jim
forget his
Kerr
first
or
name.
not-
Jake. It's Jake Kerr. I know that. Yeah.
Okay. So
Jake, Jim, Josh. I have no idea.
he tweeted out that Mahomes is 8-0 against Vic Fangio. And I don't love
It's
that.
not ideal. That just means Vic Fangio's due. That's all that means.
No,
Exactly.
but you got to remember, it's also with those terrible defense.
Sure,
terrible
sure,
Denver teams.
Sure. Also, he's got 2 weeks to prepare, and your dad said something the other day, because we were talking about how a rookie quarterback has never made the Super Bowl until
Mhm.
they have, right?
Sure.
Like, it's a partially a coincidence and also probably not just a coincidence. It's the same thing in this situation. That's the first thing I thought of was he's 8-0 until he's not.
Right.
So
Did you hear they talked to BG today?
yeah, on WIP, right?
Yep, and he said he feels really good.
Yeah. Dude, you know what though? Marcus Hayes like plays on himself too, though.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Terrible reporter.
listen, I love BG, but like, do you? And the answer is yes, but like, do you want him coming back?
Yes.
70%.
Yeah.
He goes out there.
Yep.
As long as
You
he's
don't think I can mess with any rotation? Mess
No.
with any, like
No.
you're good right now. You're
How much
playing your ass off.
better is he than Bryce Young? I mean, what's that kid's name? Bryce Huff.
Huff.
Yeah, Huff. Or Jalix Hunt. Like, he's probably at 70% Jalix Hunt. Right?
How much has Hunt played?
But that's what I mean.
Maybe
You got Brandon Graham in there for 5-10 snaps. I mean, all he needs is one to get through.
Yeah.
See, I think that whether he's 100% or 70%, whatever it
He
is,
plays.
plays. If he
Yep.
plays, it doesn't matter because he's not going to play as much as he's not going to be the starter. Even if
Sure.
he's 100%.
Sure.
because he's not in game shape. He's not, he's got 2 weeks to do that if he is going to play. But like, he's at the very end.
Sure,
That's
and,
why I'm
and
saying,
it's
like,
obvious
even
it's
70%.
obvious he's a big locker room guy too. Like,
Yeah.
just having him on the field might do something.
70%. I'm telling him go out there, win the game, and retire.
Yeah, that gives him that storybook ending.
Yeah.
Sure.
He said today too that it's an upper body injury, so like it's not. He said this is probably the easiest big injury he's had in his career because it's not he said lower body injuries are a lot tougher. You can't take
Well,
showers normally, like a
yeah.
normal shower. It's just your everyday routine. And he said, so I've been in really good spirits. He said, and I think that's really been helping me like get through this. 'Cause some of it's mental, right? Like
Well, and football is like, especially when you're, that position, like a lot of it's like leg strength too. Like if it's a lower body injury, like you're kind of fucked.
right. You see a lot of defensive ends, and I know it's his arm or shoulder, whatever it is not the same thing as a hand, but like you see those guys play with taped hands and casts. on their
Right.
hands.
Those
So-
big
Yeah.
contraptions on their arms. I would love to see him out there. I would definitely welcome it.
Same.
If he could go, I would love
And
to see him out
and he's
there.
got the Super Bowl experience and one of the most important plays in Eagles history. So
And I think he's the only one left from that team. Am I correct?
Lane.
Lane.
Yeah,
I can't think of any others.
So defensively, he's the only one left from that
Yes.
Super Bowl winning team.
Right? When
Yeah.
did Slay get here? That was after
Slay was 2020.
2020.
Goddard was the year after they. It was the year after they won, or the
Right.
year after they won.
I
I'm
can't
trying to
think of
who
any.
else.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Jake Elliott.
Lovato.
Jake Elliott.
Oh, Jake Elliott, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Lovato too, right?
Was Lovato on that team?
Yep.
I know if Rick Lovato was there.
Yeah, I think Dornbos was like. they
Yeah,
traded-
Dornbos was gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, to the real question: because this reminded me of it. Who does Jason Kelsey root for? The Eagles or Travis Kelsey?
Eagles.
He said it today. He was rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. No, he didn't say today.
There was a clip, an old pocket clip
From
from like
last
last year
year.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or from earlier this football season.
Or yeah. I think it was earlier this season. Like if the Eagles and the Chiefs play, who you root for? And he said unequivocally the Eagles. Like I'll root for Travis to have a good game, but I'm
Right.
rooting for the Eagles.
There's only actually one thing that you were earlier talking about. There's one player that scares me for this game, and it is Travis Kelsey, because we haven't done well against the tight end since N'Kobe's been out.
So I mean,
Like Zach Ertz yesterday,
He had-
11 catches,
had a
for
ridiculous
10
game,
yards.
so the Bills managed to keep him kind of at check. I think he only had 2 catches. He hasn't been great really all season. I know he had a good game 2 or 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not all that worried about Travis Kelsey.
I just think the coverage that they play, they
Yeah.
leave a lot of the middle of the field open. Like that's where he'll eat yards up. I'm not worried about Worthy. I'm not worried about Hopkins. I'm not worried about Hollywood Brown. Like I know Quinion will take care of that. I know that Slay will take care of that. I know DeJean will take care of those guys. I'm just worried about that middle of the field.
Yeah.
I wonder if they pick somebody to like stay with him.
The whole game.
Yeah, whether that's like
CJ?
CJ or like
That's what I said today
something
too.
like that.
I said Gardner Johnson might have to shade him. And who knows? If he comes down and puts a big hit on him.
Yeah.
Maybe he stays away from.
little
trying to
Malcolm
get away.
Jenkins-esque.
Yep. Yeah.
Although Brandon Cooks is a lot smaller than Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. Well, when you got a head of steam coming towards you,
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody's going to put that kind of hit on somebody, it'd be my boy Reed. Reed's the one that's going to just throw his helmet at somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Reed gets a pick in the Super Bowl.
Do you?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
We might get a little lucky, but I think
Like
he
a
picks
tip?
off Patty.
Like a tip to Reed?
Yeah. Something
Okay.
like that. Something
Okay,
like
yeah, not straight up ball play, right? Like, not
that.
straight
No,
up
because
ball.
Mahomes doesn't do that.
Yeah.
The one question that I had was, so obviously us 3 and the entire city of Philadelphia has done a fair share of criticizing Howie Roseman over the years. Obviously he built a Super Bowl contending team. Other than Saquon Barkley, because that's the easy answer, what is the best move he made in the offseason?
Zach Bond.
It's Zach Bond. Well, I give
you?
him and
You think that?
Fangio credit for that.
Sure.
I give Fangio a little. Actually, I probably give Fangio a little bit more credit for that, but I would say it's Zach Bond.
Okay.
And then
I'm
very
surprised
close,
none of you said
very
draft.
close to
Quinyon
that
Mitchell.
is the draft.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
And even a guy like underrated signing like Becton has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Becton, it's never been Becton's. The ability's never been Becton's problem. It's him staying on the field. That was his problem.
Sure. Yeah.
He, of course, moving from tackle to guard is a little bit easier. It's
And
it's
you
really
still got to
it's-
make the signing though. Like
No,
credit
for
to
sure.
Roseman for doing. it.
Yeah. No, I'm the biggest Howie Roseman hater. Wow, you guys are my cat. I'm the biggest Howie Roseman hater. I'm just saying, I will give him credit for everything that we've just named. But I just Becton's a really good player. It's just a matter of staying on the field and
Sure.
moving from an easier position. 7'6", whatever big he is, 7'6", 7. I'm not 7. 6.
7.
Yeah. He's like 6'7". Like it's a little bit easier for a guy like that to play guard. So,
Here's a question for you, Mike,
Mhm.
because you just brought his name up. Howie Roseman, Eagles win the Super Bowl this year. Howie Roseman, a Hall of Fame general manager.
That's tough.
3 Super Bowl runs,
Mm-hmm.
2 of them with wins.
Yeah.
2 against possibly the greatest of all times.
And so he took over. What year did he take over? Like 14-ish?
Kenny was ended in 14, so 15.
15.
10 years.
no. 2015 was Chip Kelly's last year because Bradford was
Or
here.
2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah,
So
drafted
8
Wentz.
So
I
9
think you gotta
9
do it a
years.
little. I think you gotta do it a little longer.
So, but 9 years, 3 Super Bowl runs,
Yeah.
3
yeah.
wins.
I have to get back to you. I have to look at who's in to really have an answer for you.
Dom, what do you say?
I don't want to answer that.
Well, I'm putting you on. You gotta.
You gotta answer. It's because Dom wants to say no because he hates Howie Roseman, but
Correct.
he thinks the answer is yes.
I don't think the answer is yes. I just think it's closer than I want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it's definitely yes, but it's closer than I want it to be.
Okay.
I think yes. I think if he wins this year, it's a yes. I think he could retire next year, and it's a yes.
I have to look at who else is in.
9 years, 3 Super Bowl runs, 3, and it wasn't like the same team that ran it back. He had to
But also,
the team. I know Aguilar was in there too.
well, I
and
mean, it's
Big
just
Dog.
it's more than that. It's Carson Wentz. It's paying Carson Wentz. It's the 2020 season. It's the fall the collapse of last year. It's also the bad stuff. It's the stuff where Chip Kelly was able to come in and say screw this guy. So there's also a lot of negative that has been there too.
Okay,
Right. It hasn't been squeaky clean.
Right. I mean, the last 2 or 3 drafts have been, especially in the first 3 rounds, have been haymakers, hit after hit.
Mhm.
And I think those are the ones you have to hit on. It's great when you find Jordan Mailata in the 7th round and you find Jason. Well, he didn't find Jason Kelsey, but finding Jason Kelsey in the 6th round, things like that. Those happen every once in a while. That's great, but you have to be able to consistently hit on your first 3 rounds, and he's been doing that the last few years.
Yeah. Also, if you hear my kid, I apologize. He's being very loud over there. But no, I agree with that. And kind of to piggyback off of greatness or criticism or whatever, 2 Super Bowl appearances in 3 seasons. Is Nick Sirianni, does he officially have job security?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask the other
Absolutely.
question that's been going around today. Is he the
What's
best
that?
Eagles coach ever?
Well,
I mean, we got to listen. Again, one of the biggest Sirianni haters out there.
Sure.
I will tell. I'm on record for saying how terrible Roseman and Sirianni are. Do I think he's the best ever? No, not yet.
the answer is easily no, in my opinion. But
But it's-
but
he's
he's the
on the-
first. He's the first Eagles coach to make 2 Super Bowls, and that's a fact.
Yeah, and they've been to the playoffs every year, and
Sure.
I think he's on the way. It's just like the people that say like, oh, if Lamar wins a Super Bowl, this was like a couple of months ago, but like if Lamar wins a Super Bowl, he's a top 5 quarterback of all time. Like we gotta pause. We gotta take a big pause.
Sure.
Like we're like I don't even think Mahomes is the best ever yet, and like it's close. He's getting there. Like he's on
Yeah.
his way, but
I don't know,
he's not even the
way
best ever
too.
yet.
People are way too quick. Like I've heard people say that, you know, what's it? Jaden Daniels is the next Patrick Mahomes. It's like chill the fuck out, people. Chill
Right.
out.
Like look at CJ Stroud. Like CJ Stroud was great last year, and he just
Great.
had like an average year this year.
When people have more tape on you, you're going to struggle. They're
Right.
going to prepare for you differently. It's just
Well,
what happens.
but you got to remember, Mike. Jaden Daniels has seen it 100 times in VR.
That was the other
Right.
one
Yeah.
yesterday.
I
Yeah.
kept saying that to the guys in front of us all day. I'm like,
Very important.
but he made that pass 100 times in VR.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I think he might end up being really, really, really good. I think people need to be a little patient when anointing people great.
Okay, here's one more. Is Jeffrey Lurie is he a Hall
Yes,
of Fame?
yeah,
guy?
it's easy.
You could argue he's the best owner in sports. He's
He's
up there.
He's one of yeah,
up
yeah.
Like is he's what? This is his 4th Super Bowl appearance, right? Because he
Yep.
had the 03 one, and then how many countless NFC championships?
15 to 15 to
01.
20? Right, like
NFC
at least
I don't know,
15.
but NFC championships
Right?
No, NFC
No.
championships.
appearances. No.
Yeah.
It's
No,
01,
No?
01, 02, 03, 01, 02, 03, 04 is 4. 09 is 5. 17 is
17.
6. And then 22 and 24.
Okay.
That's 8.
So 8.
All right. It's less than I
Eight
thought, but
NFC.
still, I mean, in my eyes, yeah. And like every year, there's the occasional drama, but like that comes with the territory of an NFL team. But like, there's really no infighting most years. Like everything's kind of squeaky clean. Like, I just think it's a very like well organized front office.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree.
I mean, that's 8 NFC championship games in 30 years. Like that's not
Yeah.
easy to do.
No,
4 Super Bowl appearances in 30 years is not. It was maybe a little bit. It
Less
might be like
than that.
33. No, I think it was 92. He bought the team, right?
Oh,
92,
right,
93?
right. No,
Um,
94, 96, they said it yesterday. 94 or 96. It was one of those two.
I think they changed maybe it might have been 94 or 95 because I think 96 was the second year he was here. Was the year they changed the jersey. They went to midnight green.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
so it might have been 94.
So 30-ish years.
Yeah. Yeah.
29, 31, something like that.
yeah,
Yeah. Is he a Hall of Fame owner?
Of course.
Okay. I mean, I agree.
He's going to buy the Celtics too.
But
Also, he only made
Yes, seriously.
only four
Serious?
conference championships.
4-1.
4-1.
He's been to 8.
Talking about appearances.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you're right. My apologies. You're right. You're right.
They said today he's thinking about buying the Celtics because they're going to sell in a couple years. So
You can't buy the Celtics.
he's a diehard Celtics fan.
You gotta buy the Sixers. You
Yeah.
gotta go to Josh Harris yesterday.
He's a diehard Celtics fan because he's from the Boston area.
God, you can't. How?
That would be a tough pill to swallow.
Oh man, yeah, you'd have to give him hell for it, right?
I might become a Celtics fan, honestly.
They'd be better run than the Philadelphia 76ers, that's for sure.
You don't say.
You mean the Josh Harris owned Philadelphia 76ers?
We tried to get Chris tried to start that chant yesterday.
It couldn't get going. I tried to sell the
Sell
team.
So the Sixers. I think it's a great chant. I think it would have done well.
I tried.
You know.
tried.
So in '93, he tried to buy the Patriots. This is Lurie. But
Really?
he dropped out. Yeah, because Kraft bought them. And then it says he also
What did
talked about
Kraft-
buying the Rams.
What did Kraft buy the Patriots for?
I don't know. I'll look that up in a sec.
Can you just
And then
imagine
May 6th,
having-
May 6, 1994, he bought the Eagles.
For what? Do you have that price or not?
195 million, equivalent to 401 million in 2020 as of 2023.
Can you imagine just having fuck it money to where you're just like trying to buy teams?
Yeah.
Like whatever team pops up, like what did you say? You just tried to buy the Patriots and then after it the Rams and then landed on the Eagles? Like
What was the price? What was the price for the Eagles?
So this says in '93 he tried to buy the Patriots. Then his name came up in talks with the Rams, and then also a potential investor with Baltimore. And then
because
the guy, I'm pretty sure I'm reading very quickly, but it pretty much it says him and another guy were going to buy Baltimore, but that guy decided to go to New York,
right? Because Baltimore came back in '96.
So they were trying to move. They were trying to buy him and move him. I guess
a bid for the Baltimore expansion team. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it says that the other guy that he was going to go in with bought the 50% of the Giants anyway, so he backed out of Baltimore.
Could you imagine just having that money where you're just like, I'm just trying to buy a team?
And what was the price, Dom, again for the Eagles?
For the Eagles, 195 million. Equivalent to 401
he could have got the Patriots cheaper than that.
Kraft dropped out 150 million. Yeah,
Kraft purchased the Patriots for 172 million.
Yeah, it says he dropped out of the bidding at 150.
And what are the Eagles worth today? 4.4 billion.
I was gonna say at least 3 to 4 billion.
I think it's 4.4 billion.
I could look it up. Let's see here. It's obviously billions.
Offspring.
Let me see.
6.6 billion.
6.6.
6.6.
I don't wonder. Oh, rankings as of August 2024. Cowboys first, obviously. Rams, Patriots, Giants, Jets, Niners, Raiders, and 8 Eagles. 6.6 billion.
But this one from Finance at Yahoo says they're worth 8.3 billion.
When's that from?
December 11th, 2024.
Okay.
Eagles franchise now valued at 8.3 after NFL approved sale of 8% stake because he did just sell a minority of the team.
We could all put our money together and buy a team, right?
Yeah. So all right. So I don't know if you, Chris, you might be out of this because you have a list in front of you. But Dom, can you guess? There's 2 teams tied for the least valuable in the NFL. Can you guess the 2 teams?
I actually don't have that in front of me right now.
Okay.
But
31st and 32nd ranked teams.
Carolina
have the same value. Carolina is not one of them. Carolina is 27. It's honestly kind of surprising a little bit. Although when you look at the history, I guess not necessarily all that surprising.
Damn.
New Orleans?
Nope, they're 28.
Damn, I'm like right there.
Yep.
Tennessee Titans?
Nope, they are 23rd.
How about the New York Jets?
Nope,
No, they got to be in the top 5.
They are number 5.
Yeah, they got to be.
I just think because of they've been terrible.
Houston Texans?
Nope, Houston is number 12, believe
We're
it or
just
not.
going to throw out names. Arizona?
29, you're getting closer.
Jesus Christ. That was the first one that came to my mind.
No, these 2 teams are valued at $4.1 billion.
Okay, so still like not.
One.
The Buccaneers?
Nope. You guys are on a roll here. Buccaneers are number 16.
Why can't I think of any teams right now?
It can't be like the legendary Bears or like the Packers.
Nope.
Atlanta Falcons?
Nope. Atlanta is 18. Packers are 13 and Bears are 9.
It's not the Broncos because they got a good history.
You guys are close. You guys are naming every team here. The Browns, no. The Browns are 19. I'm just going to make you keep guessing until you get it. I'm not even going to give you the answer.
The Bengals.
The Bengals are number 32. Or I guess are one of the teams. Yeah, they're one of the 2 teams. The 4.1 billion. So you're missing one more. Which again, is surprising when you think of.
Is it the Commanders?
City? No. It's surprising when you think of the city, but it's not surprising when you think of the history that they've had.
It's not Jacksonville?
Nope. Jacksonville's 26.
Seattle?
Nope. Number 15. I can't believe you guys haven't named this team yet.
Pittsburgh?
Nope.
No, they can't be.
I know, but I'm just trying to.
Not Pittsburgh's 17.
AFC South, I wanted to say. The Colts.
Nope. Stay out of the AFC South.
The Colts, no.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Chargers?
Nope. No Chargers. Colts are 25. Chargers are 20. You guys have named about 27 of 32 teams.
Not the Raiders, right?
Nope. Not the Raiders. Not the Raiders.
The Vikings?
Nope. Not the Vikings.
Jesus Christ.
Not the Vikings.
What the fuck? The Dolphins?
Nope. Not the Dolphins.
Can't be
Is
the
it-
Did we say the Niners?
You didn't say the Niners, but it's not the Niners. There might be only one team left.
It can't be the Patriots.
No, not the Patriots. Not
The
the
Broncos?
Giants. Not the Rams. Not the Broncos. There's like literally one team left you haven't named yet. They
You
made
said
the
that
playoffs.
after 7.
They
we named
made the
7 teams that we
playoffs
didn't
this
name
year.
yet.
They made the playoffs this year.
I have no idea.
Think of playoff teams. Guys, this is bad.
Chargers, Texans.
This is bad. They made the playoffs
Bills?
this year. No Bills. Although Bills surprisingly is 30, which I don't know.
Steelers, Ravens.
Nope, neither of those.
Packers, Eagles.
Detroit?
There we go, Detroit. The
Jesus.
Detroit Lions.
Really?
Yeah, that's surprising when you look at the city, but then again, they've been fucking horrible for a big part of their existence.
Yeah, but you think like with Barry Sanders and
Yeah.
Megatron and
Yep. Yeah, Detroit and Cincinnati are the two lowest.
another
value teams.
reason why I didn't even think of Detroit is didn't they just build a new stadium?
Within the last 5 years, maybe.
Right. So like,
No.
Right?
yeah, that's
5, 6
stadium
years?
new, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's been the stadium since like the 90s.
Oh, is it Ford Field's been? That's the same field. that
Yeah.
it's been? Why did I
2002. Yeah, we're dumb.
Okay. Why I felt like they had. A
You know
new
what it
stadium.
is? You know what I've probably said yes. They just built a hockey arena like within the last 5 years. The Detroit Red Wings playing a new stadium. That's probably why I thought it was new.
Wow, I would have never guessed Detroit. I mean, Detroit and Cincinnati both. I mean, Cincinnati just Ohio sucks.
Right.
Sure does.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible
State.
terrible
Yeah.
state.
Terrible state. I drove through it once. It was I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all.
When we buy Canada as the 51st state, can we just sell Ohio and go back to 50?
Yeah.
Get rid of Ohio and then we'll go back to
Who
50.
who takes Ohio?
Bitter,
I
guess.
don't care.
I guess Jeffrey Lurie
Yeah.
There we go.
throws his money at whatever.
Right.
Him, Bradley Cooper can be an investor.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper, Gigi Hadid.
Yeah. Did you see the people that were at the game yesterday?
What are her connections to Philadelphia? Did she have any?
Dating Bradley Cooper.
Oh,
Yeah.
is she?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. How long's that been a thing?
Like a year
Oh,
or two.
interesting.
She's a lot younger.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
a
they're
lot
8. There
Yeah.
has to be one.
Bradley Cooper's got to be what 42, 43.
He's got to be in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
Dude, he might be pushing 50 actually.
All right, Dom. You look up Cooper. I'll look up Hadid.
My dad's ex-wife is like third cousins with him.
It's interesting.
10 degrees.
She
of
said
separation.
last time I saw her, she said that she hasn't seen him since he was like 10.
Oh, nice.
He's
Can we-
50.
He's 50. She's 29. He's 50.
Yeah.
She's 29 years old.
That's not as bad as I thought. I thought she was like 22.
I mean, it's still what 21 years. Did I do that math right?
No, it's still a lot. But
Still a lot.
I was gonna say
he was legally allowed to drink, and she
when
was
she was
like,
born.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you know.
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, I
But
mean, if
Bradley
you're
Cooper,
if you're
Kevin Hart-
sitting there lonely, just remember love of your life might not be born yet. Just
Yeah, true.
Right.
you know what I mean?
You just need some money.
Oh, for all the listeners.
Yes, exactly.
Bradley Cooper, Kevin Hart was there. Pete Davidson was there. It was like a weird one.
Pete Davidson is apparently like a diehard Eagles fan now.
Is he?
Yeah, like a
Giants
weird.
fan.
Isn't he from
Yeah.
New York?
Yeah, he went from
Yeah.
a Giants fan to an Eagles fan.
He went to an Eagles game earlier this year I'm a big Pete Davidson guy. He went to an Eagles game
I'm hit or
earlier this
miss.
year. I was like 2 blocks from him earlier that day, earlier that weekend. So on Friday, he was on like 12th and Chestnut or something, and I was on Broad. And I got on the subway, and I came home, and I saw. I was like, oh my god, he was right down the street. And then he went to the Eagles game Sunday, and then I don't know what game that was. It might have been the. It was early December. Late November, early December. And then yeah, he was at the game yesterday. Drew Rosenhaus was at the game yesterday.
Yeah, why do you think he was there? He's about to get some people paid.
Hassan Reddick?
Some boys paid.
Who else? I saw somebody else too. My girl wasn't there though.
He's got Barkley,
Who's your
right?
girl?
Oh no,
Sure.
he's at Rock Nation.
Who's your girl?
I mean, I don't. It's not that I think she's attractive, but I think she's fucking hilarious. Quinta Brunson. I was hoping she'd be there.
Who's that?
Abbott Elementary.
Oh,
She's a comedian.
is she the
Matt-
main
Was
character?
Mac there?
Yeah. What's that?
Was Mac there?
I don't
thought
think
saw.
so. But yeah, she sometimes goes to the games.
Does she?
She'll sit with Bradley Cooper and Jeffrey Lurie.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Well, since you're a Pete Davidson fan, you probably know that he's getting all of his tattoos removed.
Yeah, it's like a really long process too.
Yeah, he's slowly like getting all of them removed.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds not worth it. That sounds painful, and I don't know.
I don't
Doesn't
know
sound
why.
pleasant.
I don't know. Do you know the reason why, Dom?
I just think he's trying to like,
Clean his image.
yeah, clean his image,
It's
get
Pete
more
Davidson.
roles.
He doesn't have to clean his image.
Yeah,
It's Pete Davidson. People
But
know
it's-
what to
it's also-
expect.
but it's also really hard to get that rom-com role or like or get
Serious
that,
role.
that next serious role because he's starting to get into like the serious thing a
The
little
reason
bit.
why he can't get serious roles is because he's not a good actor. He's much better.
That's
at
that you
being
could
a
work
joke.
on, but
Mm,
that
I
you
don't
could
know.
work on. You can't work on not having tattoos unless you remove them.
Yeah, but like
Can't they?
it's
remove-
2025. It's all CGI. You could remove
Yeah.
them in movies.
Yeah, I
Ariana
don't know.
Grande.
I think partially is like regret for a lot of them too.
I think
That's
that's
probably that's probably more accurate.
because doesn't.
but I
he
think
have-
it's just all the above.
he has like Kim Kardashian's kids' names tattooed on him.
Does he? No, he
Not
doesn't.
No.
sure.
There's
Not
no
sure.
that can't be true.
I think he does.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just that's weird. That's weird behavior.
Well,
To get
no
another
one-
man's kids tattooed on your arm is just odd.
Yeah, I
But
don't
then
know.
again, Pete Davidson is an odd cat. So he's been around. Is anybody with me? Because you guys are just silent.
He does.
Yeah,
have-
sorry.
He does have the kids' names tattooed on him
It's very odd. Some weird behavior.
on his neck.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Strange guy.
Well, that's what happens, right?
So the Eagles get all these weird people that nobody truly really cares about, and the Chiefs get Taylor Swift. So and Blake Lively.
Swift.
They
Who
both
else
suck
was there?
anyway. So
Who else was there? Who else
Dude,
was
Blake
there?
Lively's a piece of shit.
Is she
Who
though?
is-
Did you see everything that just came out with her?
Yeah, but I think they both kind of suck. To be fair, I don't pick
Wait,
sides.
who are-
I'm
who
not
are we
picking
talking
Blake,
about?
Blake Lively.
Oh, yeah, she's terrible.
Dude, her and her husband both suck, and
Yeah,
everybody
they're-
knows it.
I mean, I feel like it's against the law to talk shit on Ryan Reynolds.
Dude, he sucks. He blows. He stinks.
Yeah, didn't
Nobody
she,
likes her.
like- Yeah, she's like, didn't she do something like that one dude that vowed
So
to
there
make-
was
It's
a-
a back
so-
and forth kind of thing. I think they both
Well-
suck, to be honest.
That might be true,
Yeah, I think they both suck.
but she is suing him for basically like
Sexual
she-
harassment,
yeah,
essentially.
sexual harassment. So he countersued and said she started everything. There are recordings of her like trying to fuck him basically. Like she did this same thing to the guy I forget who she was with right before Ryan Reynolds. They did a movie and she did the exact same thing. Tried to fuck Ryan Reynolds and they wind up being together. Wind up getting married and having starting a family. So like they fuck her. I used to really like her.
I'm not gonna tolerate this Blake Lively slander. I'm not
Well,
gonna do it.
I could just tell you for sure that where the place that I work, we carried her Blake Brown brand. We do
I know.
not carry it anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
She sucked.
So you guys gave into the cancel culture.
I don't know if we gave into
Well, what's cancel culture when there's proof?
Well, again, I think
A
both sides
video
probably
of it.
suck. Yeah, but a video can be doctored in today's day and age. They're actors, for Christ's sakes.
I think it's the opposite. I think you're getting into cancel culture because they canceled him first.
Yeah. Listen, when you're talking about movies and things like that,
Dude,
like
you just
sometimes
think she's
these people,
cute. Like,
sometimes these
that's-
people just
she's
get
just
into their
hot. That's
characters.
fine.
So wait, what?
Yeah, you just think she's hot, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, it's part
she
of
might
it, but
be. She's beautiful, but like she sucks. Who cares?
it's
Her husband's even worse.
It's not, I'm not going to tolerate.
You
these
gonna say that's not
Ryan
true?
Reynolds slander. Why does he suck?
Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to
Why?
work with him because he's a pretentious douchebag.
Well, that might be true.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole.
Who was at the Chiefs game?
Yes. Yeah. Who else do they have? Taylor Swift, Blake Lively. And I don't
no,
even know if
she
she
makes-
goes anymore. Does she even go anymore?
Who's the girl? Why can't I think of her name? Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Isn't she an Eagles fan though?
I heard she was an Eagles fan.
No, I don't think so. Is she?
Yeah, I heard she was an
Yeah.
Eagles fan.
Why?
Why is
I
she?
don't.
an
I
Eagles
don't
fan?
remember why, but earlier this season there was a video of her watching a game, and like she was like so into it, and then she's
So
like, "Yeah, she's like, I just became a fan."
my guess, I could be totally wrong because I'm not sure. My guess is there's a connection with Cooper DeJean being from Iowa.
No, I think it had to do
No?
with Kelsey. I think it had to do with some of the Kelsey because she was like a Taylor Swift fan, and I think it started last year.
No, it was
and
her
then-
boyfriend.
That's what it is. Okay,
Her boyfriend.
Because I think
she
is
became
it,
a really big
like
fan.
I'm not good at geography, but I imagine the closest NFL team to Iowa is probably the Chiefs. No, pretty
It's
damn
either the
close.
Chiefs or the Vikings or Denver. It's one of those three.
So her boyfriend is a diehard Eagles fan.
Who's her boyfriend?
His name is Connor McCaffrey. He is an Iowa. He's an Iowa basketball.
For the Eagles just making the Super Bowl, we've talked way too much about pop culture on the show. But go ahead. He's what?
He works for Iowa as a coach.
Is he like from the area?
I don't know. I'm just
What kind of coach? Like a basketball coach?
yeah.
Okay, my next question is very important. Is he a women's basketball coach?
I thought you were gonna ask something else.
I have no clue. I'm just going through here. Connor's all about the Eagles.
What question did you think I was going to ask, Don?
I thought you were gonna ask because he's a coach. Is he of a like? Is he 50 and
Well,
she's
that
29?
was that's why I was getting to as was he a women's coach? Because if he coached her at Iowa, and he's like in his 50s or something, like that's
Right.
a little strange.
Well,
So-
to be fair, the women stay 4 years pretty much. So it's
No,
not like
he's
she's
not.
like,
He's not a women's coach.
Okay, how old is he?
He is 26.
Also, I don't know what the numbers
He's
are.
at the University
coaching-
of Iowa too.
He's coaching college basketball at like 25, 26 years old.
I think he's like an assistant coach. He's
So
not like
the
a head
the
coach.
same age as the players.
So she's
Not far
from
off.
she's from Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay,
I don't know what the numbers are, but it looks like it's basically the same distance from Kansas City that it is to Minneapolis. Maybe Kansas City's like a bit closer.
all right.
Chicago is not too far either.
I was going to say Chicago. I think
Green Bay's not too far either.
my
Well,
old boss went to Iowa State, and she was a Cubs fan.
Okay,
okay. Yeah, it's honestly it might be closest to Chicago.
all right.
Oh, he
There- I
coaches,
mean, there-
at,
there
coaches
is
at
some-
Butler now.
Who?
Butler.
He's
an
coaching
assistant-
Butler now.
He's an
They
assistant.
were like,
coach.
"Fuck it, Caitlin's gone. We don't."
Yeah.
We don't need
Yeah.
Get
Well,
right.
is Butler's
Where,
in
the-
Indiana,
where the fuck is
right?
Butler?
Butler's in Indiana. Yeah.
Right, so it's close to where she plays.
That makes sense.
He
Interesting.
took whatever job was close. He followed the bag.
Yeah.
I can't
Where
say I
did
blame him.
the Indiana Fever play? Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's making a ton of money right now.
Yeah, especially from endorsements. But
Well,
where's
yeah, her
Butler at?
NBA her WNBA salary is probably nothing.
$3 million a year.
Is it that? I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's even that high.
Yeah, $3 million.
You're gonna go watch her when
It's in Indianapolis,
the
Butler.
Philly gets a WNBA team. You're gonna go watch some Caitlin Clark action.
I'm not against it.
Dude, honestly, if somebody was like, "Yo, you want to go to?" If like Philly had a team, I would probably go to see her.
Yeah, I would. I'm not against it.
So I don't think we've actually done a show since that announcement, or we just completely didn't even talk about it.
I don't think we did.
We either missed it or didn't talk about it. I don't know what happened, but the new arena that the Sixers and Flyers are both going to play in apparently.
Yeah. So what are they doing with the Wells Fargo Center then?
My own opinion, it'll never happen. But not my opinion, but what I think should happen: bring back the Philadelphia Phantoms. Keep
Yeah.
it. Bring back the Philadelphia Phantoms.
I mean,
And the Philadelphia Soul. How about that?
Yeah.
at that
bring the
point,
kids
you just
back,
put
bring
them
'em all
all in the
back.
same fucking place. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Exactly.
Give people work. Like, I mean, you let's say that did happen. Let's say the Phantoms did come back, and they did keep the Wells Fargo arena open. It would still be the same amount of people because the same people would probably work at both. It would be the same amount of work, but like, do it now. Like,
I don't understand. I don't understand the whole story of like. Obviously, it's all like political bullshit, but like, you're gonna leave, then you're not gonna leave, and you wanna. The main reason you want to leave is because you want to get away from the Flyers, and now they're gonna still be with the Flyers.
No,
it just seems weird.
that wasn't the reason. That's what they told you was the reason. The whole reason was because they wanted more. They wanted more. They weren't making any money off of concerts. They weren't making any money off of anything other than Sixers games, and they were only making a portion of it.
Sure.
So
And then I
concessions,
was
all
also
that, they were worried about. They wanted that. That's what they
Yeah.
wanted, and they
I
told the
also
Flyers.
was told that I don't know
Right.
how true it is that they had last priority over decisions. So like
Yeah.
the Flyers got priority over their writing their season first. Like
Well, yeah,
the
because
schedule-
the
their-
building was owned by Comcast. Yeah.
right, and then the concerts got it, and then the Sixers got like any decisions with when it came to scheduling.
So they told the Flyers, we want more, we want this, and the Flyers said no, absolutely not. They said, all right, then we're going to leave, and the Flyers basically said, go ahead. I told you guys from the beginning this was never going to happen. There was no way that they were going to leave. They remember when they were going to build Xfinity, they were going to put a mall there,
Yeah.
and everybody's going to be outside, and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. It was honestly just to keep the Flyers and the Flyers leaving the Spectrum to stay in the sports complex. It's to keep the Eagles for eventually because their thing's going to come up soon. It's just to keep teams around. The same thing with this carnival fucking thing that they were gonna do. They were gonna put attractions and this. That. It's never going to happen. It was never gonna happen. It never will happen. It's just to keep the teams here because they're saying, well, you're gonna miss out on this and all this money and all this potential and all these people that are coming in. And the Sixers basically said, yeah, we're gonna call your bluff. And the Sixers left. They went to the city council. They went to the mayor and they said, "We're going to leave. We want to go to Center City. We want concerts because they were going to get." The Flyers said, "Fuck, they're going to get all the concerts because it's Center City, whatever." It got to the point where the Sixers fucked over the city council, fucked over the mayor, and basically was like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And then last minute, the Flyers came in and said, "Fine, we'll go 50-50." And they backed out and they screwed the mayor over. They screwed the city council. They screwed everybody over because now the whole city, that whole neighborhood is upset with the Sixers. They're upset with the mayor. They're upset with city council. They're upset with everybody. This was it. I told you guys from the beginning it wasn't going to happen.
I just don't
Well, yeah,
understand what's the point of building a new stadium. You
Well,
already
Wells
got
Fargo's old shit anyway.
Yeah, but
the weird part about it is Comcast just spent $400 million to renovate it like
Right.
a year
That
ago.
It is weird, but my guess is so it's probably not going to happen till what's it, 6 years? they said?
2030, right?
That's
2030?
probably about as much money as you're going to put into it for that stuff to eventually. What did they put? You said 350 million into it, or something?
400 million.
400 million. That's probably about going to get them through 6 years anyway. That kind of money. So like,
would he knock that stadium down,
Yeah.
or is
Why
that just concerts? Like concerts get
no, I
Nah,
don't.
because the
I
new
don't-
place will have the concert.
Yeah, I don't think you could tell the Sixers we'll come with you and you get 50-50. And then what do the Flyers turn around and say, well, we're not going to knock it down because we'll just have concerts there, and then the Sixers are screwed.
So where do you put
to knock
this
it
new
down.
where are they putting this new
That
stadium?
I don't know. That I'm not sure. Do they buy Jetro? You think that was my guess?
Like they're just constantly moving in that one area. Like
Yeah, and then maybe
what?
knock down the Wells Fargo Center, and I
And
guess
then Eagles
extend
take over
into
the Wells Fargo Center. Like when they
no,
build
they'll
the
probably extend
stadium.
like Xfinity or something to do something over there.
Xfinity will probably get a little bit bigger too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's also like talk of like the Eagles at some point win a new stadium and maybe go to like the Navy Yard or something. I've
The
heard
Eagles
that
are going to
rumor.
get a new stadium eventually.
Yeah, eventually, it's just a matter of where. But
Yeah.
I've heard like the Navy Yard being thrown out there that they're
What-
interested.
Didn't they also
down
say
there.
like down there was supposed to be like an e-games center that was
Never going to
supposed-
happen.
I
It
couldn't
was
care less
never
about
gonna
that, to
happen.
be honest.
It was never going to happen. You know what happened there? My brother-in-law, union worker, I asked him because
Inside
they
stories.
announced it in 2019. They announced it in 2019. 2020 hits, obviously COVID hits, and they absolutely they canceled everything. They shut all plans down. And I said, "Well, how did that happen?" He said, "The wood went bad, or like the lumber went bad." I said,
What?
"What did it COVID?
What does
Well,
that mean?
The lumber caught COVID. The
Lumber
steel,
heads.
sorry, not the lumber. The steel. The steel,
Steel
went
has
bad.
an expiration date.
Yeah, it's all bullshit, guys. I'm telling you, this stuff is never going to happen. It's just to keep these teams here.
Political, yeah,
Every year.
political juncture for sure.
Yeah. The steel went bad. That's what he told me. What does that mean? Not from my brother-in-law, but from the people that are telling him the steel went bad. I would catch COVID like in 2020.
It's like spoiled milk. I went bad.
Yeah. It was never going to happen. This stuff is never going to. I'm shocked there's a casino, honestly. I didn't think that was ever going to happen, but they got there.
Okay, so I googled does steel go bad? Now this obviously makes sense, but
Well,
steel can decay through a process called corrosion.
Yeah,
That's not
well,
if you
You know
treat the
steel went
steel
bad.
poorly.
That's what happened
Buy
in the World
more.
Trade Center.
Buy more steel.
right, exactly.
Print more money. How do we run out of money? How
Well,
does Chick-fil-A run out of Chick-fil-A sauce? Just get all the ingredients and mix it. What does that mean? There's a shortage.
yep.
This country has a money problem. Print more. What?
It sounds like Dom like had a personal beef with Chick-fil-A not that long ago because that struck way too close to home for
In
him.
2020, they ran out of Chick-fil-A sauce. Just get the 3 fucking ingredients and mix it. What? I don't
Well,
understand.
it's not entirely how like
Yes,
they,
it
they
is.
get the shit packaged in.
Work a little bit harder. How about that? You make $25 an hour. You'll be all right.
My wife told me a story about how she went to Arby's one time and they ran out of roast beef. It's like, how are you Arby's and you run out of roast beef?
Yeah, that's yeah. Just make more. Just get more. Just go to ShopRite and get more. what are you talking about here? This country has no money. Just print it.
Well, we don't want to be in any more debt, Dom. All right.
Just print it. What do you mean? You can pay off the debt. The Chick-fil-A sauce, I don't get it. It's 2020. In 2020 there was a shortage. How do you run out of Chick-fil-A sauce? Just make. I don't understand.
Oh God.
Just print more money.
Print
All
it.
right. This,
We're not on a gold standard. That's
No,
what it is.
no.
Chick-fil-A prints money every week. What do you mean?
anybody looking for financial advice, don't get it from Dom.
No, I'm just get more. What do you mean you ran out? Get more.
That was the economics lesson on this week's show.
I mean, like
That's not how things work. You can just print
we
more.
can.
The steel went bad.
Steel went bad. What does that mean?
So what did
Just
they
get more
do?
steel.
What did they do with all that steel?
Ugh.
They melt it down and make new steel, right?
And why buy steel before you know if you're going to build it or not?
This is
Well, I
just
think the steel they were
furthering
gonna buy
down.
went
This is furthering down.
So they didn't buy the
It's
steel.
gonna happen.
They didn't buy the steel yet, though. Is that what
No,
you're telling me?
they were going to buy the steel. It showed up, and they said, "This is bad. We're not buying it, so we're just not going to build the stadium." That's what I was told. Literally, it came off the truck. They said, "This is not good. This is not good steel. Send it back. We're just not going to do it anymore."
Who was the foreman on that job that made that decision? Oh, we're gonna not build this stadium. This is bad
You
steel.
can't just say, "Hey guys, can the steel that you brought
they
me
not
is
on it?
bad? Can you give me more steel?"
What's the return policy on this steel?
Would they knock on it?
Yeah, how do you determine steel's bad? That's the other question.
I'm not a professional, but more. Well, you're gonna tell me
You
there's
mean
no
that truck driver? Those multiple millions of truck drivers? Like,
Oh,
no,
man.
turn around.
Yeah, but they got paid.
Go,
They got paid. They got money printed.
go bring the steel back.
Ugh.
It's building
Get more steel. Like
it's building Buffalo
this
Stadium right
guy's
now.
all bullshit.
Yeah, it's building the Bills Stadium right now.
Are you sure that wasn't just a steel shortage? The steel just went bad.
How could there be a steel shortage? Just melt it and fucking do it again.
Well, you know how people just didn't work during COVID, all right? People just use that as an excuse to just not work for 4 years.
Steel went bad.
The steel went bad.
I swear to God, that's what he told me. He said that somebody told him the steel went bad. I said, what does that mean?
What stadium even was this? Like, what are they going to put in this
Esports
E
thing.
games? What is that?
There was going to be a.
What does that
professional
mean?
team. There was going to be a
Like a professional league.
Yeah.
People go like we just watch people play video games. Isn't that the point of like watching? Like you can watch this shit online.
Well, that's what took
That's also
over.
part of the reason why the steel went bad.
They realized that people could watch it online.
I saw that fucking article when that came out. It said new esports coming to. I said how do you think the fucking overweight dorks that watch this shit? What do you think they're gonna go to a stadium to watch? They're gonna sit on their couch like everybody else and just watch it.
It was called Fusion Arena. Was a planned multi-used facility located in Philadelphia, announced on March 25th, 2019. The original plan for the venue was to be dedicated esports arena as home to the Philadelphia Fusion of the Overwatch League within the South Philadelphia Sports Complex.
They were gonna do like small shows there too, like smaller concerts and.
Oh, listen to this. After construction was delayed due to COVID-19 pandemic, Comcast Spectacor, the arena's owner, shifted the arena's plans to a multi-use arena. In 2023, the Fusion relocated to Seoul, South Korea. So the Philadelphia Fusion are in South Korea.
Yeah.
So that's where Squid Games was filmed.
Yeah. Yes.
We can't do it in Philadelphia. Let's go to Korea. Like, how does that happen?
The Wikipedia page has nothing about the bad steel.
exist. Yeah, it doesn't
I'm telling
exist.
you.
It does not exist.
How does steel go bad? What does that mean?
It was supposed to be a 60,000 square foot stadium
This is something he was told.
Could
built
you
on
imagine-
47 acres next to Xfinity Live on 11th
Could you
Street.
imagine being the company that sold the steel and made all those millions of dollars and then like, hey, we want our money back. The steel, like, no,
No.
you're not getting your money back.
The
Right.
arena will have 2 balcony bars, seats with USB ports, boxes, and suites. It is expected to hold 3,500 people. 10,000 square feet will be used for a training facility, broadcast studio, and team offices. What do you need a training facility for? Isn't that just like a TV? It's a TV and a game console, or a PC. Like, what do you need a training facility for?
Well,
So many questions.
We'll never know. The steel went bad.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Crazy. Chick-fil-A sauce. I just don't get it. It's 3 ingredients. You just get it and you mix it.
Just print more money.
Just print
While
more
you're
money.
at it.
We're in debt. Just print more.
Pay it off. Pay the debt off.
Just print.
Oh man.
They say this country has no money. Just print it. I don't understand.
All right. You guys got anything else before we get out of here? I know we fired up Dom with the Chick-fil-A sauce and printing money thing,
And steel.
and steel going bad. Never want steel to go bad.
No. But notice this. There hasn't been any other stories about steel going bad.
You know what? That's my next Google. Steel going bad. Hold on. Why is my keyboard not working?
You're going to pull up a whole bunch of 9/11 videos.
That was crazy. Like,
You know, this is a bad Google search.
Yeah, you're going to
This is probably on me. The first The first post is from Boston University. Would Japanese ownership of U.S. steel really be a national security threat? This is way too broad of a search, and I'm
Way
going to
above our
stop.
pay
that.
grade.
Yeah.
Yes, that's way above our pay grade.
We got to get a steel expert on to talk to us about steel and like why they couldn't just replace steel with good steel.
Get more steel. It went bad. I take it back. Dude, if I'm the foreman and like the truck comes up and they're like and I open up the truck or like the whatever it is, and I see that, just take it back. I want it's never gonna happen. It was never gonna happen ever.
Could you imagine, like, they had to tell that foreman before, like, hey, you're going to have to refuse all of that steel.
Yeah, right.
Like, the payday he got to refuse all
And
that
then
steel.
and then if the guy who owned the steel, let's call him Mr. Steel. What do you mean the steel went bad? Never heard of that before. What do you?
Imagine being the truck driver or like the guy on the ship that has the steel, and he turns around and his boss sees him coming with a fucking loads of steel. What the fuck? The steel went bad.
Send it back.
Oh,
I don't know.
Load,
It went bad.
load the ship up.
oh,
Going
man.
back, going back to Japan.
Oh God! All right, you guys got anything else to talk about?
Maybe
Before
you
we
know
get out
what?
of here? We can continue with the steel. Go ahead.
Really
Real
can.
quick. Now that you're saying the first thing that popped up was Japan, maybe the steel came from China and it did have COVID.
Yep.
Maybe that's what it was.
Problematic that you're confusing China for Japan, but you know that's
Well,
fine.
I'm saying maybe
It's close
maybe
enough,
that-
I guess.
Maybe we got the steel from China and we
Right.
said it went bad,
Yeah,
so we sent it back.
That
That's
still doesn't answer
actually-
my question about Chick-fil-A sauce.
listen, they didn't get their shipment of Chick-fil-A sauce in. Why does that like? They were just light on the. They were light on the shipment. All right.
Go to Acme, right?
It's so simple.
Yeah, but the people
$25 an hour. Just
the
go
people
mix
behind the
it.
counter don't know what the ingredients are in Chick-fil-A sauce.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
It's mayonnaise.
Nah, there's
Rhode
different.
Island.
There's different shit in that.
It's mayonnaise, hot sauce, and ketchup. Just mix it.
First off, there's absolutely zero hot sauce in Chick-fil-A sauce.
I don't know what's in Chick-fil-A sauce.
Isn't it just Thousand Island dressing?
Nah, it's got like there might be a little relish
You
in
know, like
there.
a barbecue.
No, it's not barbecue.
I'm thinking of a different sauce then.
What are you thinking of?
There's one that's like barbecue or it's
At
like-
Chick-fil-A?
I think so.
Are you thinking of the Polynesian sauce?
Polynesian.
What's Polynesian? Which
It's like a
one's
sweet
that?
and sour.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what they ran out of, Dom.
No, they definitely ran out of Chick-fil-A sauce. It was definitely Chick-fil-A sauce. It's in the name. It's in the name.
Right. I mean, you know, it's what it is, I guess. Anything else you guys want to discuss other than the one thing, and we didn't really talk about it, the Dodgers are just turning into like the early 2000s Yankees, just buying everybody, huh?
Yeah.
They could buy the steel. Just affirm it.
Yeah, they would have
Defer
replaced that
everything.
deal.
Yeah, no, the Dodgers are paying everybody. They're just it's become like MLB the Show. I can't wait for them to lose too. Like that's
MLB
gonna
has
be-
they have within the next CBA, they got to do something.
With the deferred contracts.
Contracts in general, like I don't think any Major League Baseball player should be signing like 15-year contracts. That's number one. I think they should have like a cap of like 8, 9, 10 years. That's number one. Two, I think you need a salary cap.
I was gonna say I don't think you could do that without a salary cap.
Sure, I think you need a salary cap, and I think almost more importantly, I think you need a salary floor. I think you have to force
I
teams to
agree.
spend money.
I agree. I think that makes the game more competitive.
Yeah.
But I think that you should only be allowed to have a certain amount of deferred players
I agree.
on your team at a certain
Or not even necessarily deferred players, like max how much deferment money you could have.
Yeah.
I
That-
think we said this. I think we said this on the show last time we were on. Like, I brought up the point, and a lot of people are bringing up this point, but like they had to do things to stop Cohen from doing stuff with the Mets. Like they added these tax brackets.
Mhm.
They had who else was it? There's another team they put in rules in place to stop that team from doing things. And it's like the MLB writers and like the MLB are like telling you like oh, look how great the Dodgers are. Like, they're doing it. Every other team should do this and blah, 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 blah.
Not every other team prints money like the Dodgers print money. You talk about print money, Dom? The Dodgers print money.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to head out.
Yeah, we're ending the show anyway, so we can wrap it up. And we'll talk more about the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl game next week. And we will see everybody next Monday. See you then.